You guys, can you believe where we are right now?
Where are we right now?
We're in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Let's go.
The ACC championship game. And live from the Charlotte, North Carolina branch of Fondren Library. This is the Mustang Mood Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Look,
Welcome
we were
to the pod, guys.
we were talking to one of the librarians, and we said, "Hey, we're going to Charlotte. Obviously, we have to record in Fondren Library."
And they brought this all the way out here.
And they're like, "We actually have, like you said, a branch of Fondren Library in Charlotte, and a podcast studio. So here we are."
Yeah, satellite library.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Little known fact. Yeah.
So that's why the set looks a little different. That's why we're holding our microphones.
Yeah.
If you hear any noise from us holding our microphones, just
deal with it.
please forgive me. For I've said
We're novices.
audio sins.
Oh, man.
I think we
I'm so
learned that in
excited
the
to
last
be here.
podcast, Walker.
Ooh, that was rough. Like when I started it without audio, my phone just started blowing up. Like Jay was calling me, Joel, you texted me, Juan texted me. Like it was a lot of people.
That's my bad. That was the first podcast that I missed. I should have been there.
No, it's completely my fault, Jay.
Oh, man. Well, welcome to the podcast. We are live. You want to go around? We'll start with you, Joel. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Joel. Been on the show before, been a while.
He's experienced, yeah.
Get talked into traveling to these games that are really far from my home. Not a great financial decision, but here we are.
Maybe the bad financial decision was moving to Portland.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't. That's a good point. All right, next person.
What's up? Y'all know me. I'm Jay. Mustang Mood Pod aficionado. Probably the fourth best podcast host on the second best SMU sports podcast.
At least.
I feel strongly about that. I'm so pumped to be here. My work productivity all week has been way down, but my Mustang mood has been way up. So
Yeah, and Amy, if you're watching, my work productivity has been through the roof this week.
Yeah,
because
because
I'm so excited.
yeah, he was
We
just
can vouch
telling
for
us.
that. Give him a promotion on it.
Actually, I was doing extra work for him, and then
Oh wait, she's not watching.
How do you know?
It was you. Okay, you're supposed to.
What?
That doesn't.
I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
It's okay.
It's because he's not in corporate America.
It's a trap.
That's true. That is true. Thank you for knowing what it was.
I'm Walker, and I am also in probably top 4 podcast hosts of the second best SMU sports podcast.
I would definitely say you're top 4.
Sorry guys. I mean,
Any fun facts?
I went to my first open mic night at
Oh
a
my
comedy
gosh.
club,
Oh no.
and I wasn't performing.
Oh.
I was in the crowd.
Oh, wow.
We could just go on a side here. Like this is,
This is a great story.
this is just funny. So we go. It's this hole in the wall place called the Backdoor Comedy Club in Richardson. The beacon of
comedy.
comedy in Texas. And tickets were $7. Eric and I get there like 20 minutes before the show starts. We were the only ones in there.
That's what you want to see.
It's a strong.
After the show starts, there are like 3 other couples that come in. But then like halfway through the show, it was a 2-hour show. Halfway through the show, all 3 of those couples left at the same time. And then it was just us for the rest of the show.
How many people performed in the time that it was just the two of y'all in the crowd?
Maybe like 15.
Oh my god!
Like 10 to 15.
So there's way more performers than there were.
Yeah.
people in the crowd.
Well, it was funny because it was like all the people that were there to just watch the show were sitting up in the front, and then the rest of the room was just filled with the people doing sets. At the
People would
open mic
perform
night.
and then leave?
Some of them left, some of them stayed.
Interesting.
But by the end, most of them had left, and so it was literally just us and like a small handful.
What do you think is the percentage of people who are like, out of the performers, they're like, this is going to be like my career. Like, I'm trying to make it in comedy.
100%.
I think, yeah, I know. Actually, I think all of them like want to be a professional comedian.
Wow.
None of them were good at all. We were so uncomfortable the whole time, Eric and I.
Dude, I feel for you because I've lived this exact experience, and the show was so bad that it resulted in me actually going on the stage. And so
No.
I have actually performed
No.
just off the cuff stand-up set.
How was it?
It was awful, but I mean, we had to get something out of that show. You can ask Drew about it when he's later.
Equally as good as everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the highlight set was this older guy came up with a squirrel puppet on his hand, and he came up, and the whole set was him like being a ventriloquist, but he was he was talking normally, like moving his mouth when the squirrel was speaking, and he didn't really change his voice. He didn't really change his voice. All he did was just make it a bit like gruffier. So he's literally like, "Hey squirrel, how's it going? I'm doing good." And like, but the whole set was just him having a conversation with the squirrel. There were no jokes.
Interesting.
Well, I imagine if you are talking to a squirrel, there wouldn't be any jokes.
I could think of a few.
I don't know any.
You should have gone on stage. That's what I'm saying.
Erica would have been mortified. Like she was already
no
absolutely
one else
terrified.
was there.
Yeah.
Should have been the only person listening.
Well, that's also true.
Yeah.
Next week, the Mustang Mood live from the Richardson Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Come on. Sponsor us.
But anyways, that's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Next.
I'm Brian, friend of the podcast. I feel like the good luck of our football season was when I came down and was a guest for the second episode. I feel like that is what changed our season. So I take a lot
That's
of
like right
credit.
before we lost to BYU.
Was that the
No,
Nevada?
it
game?
was right after BYU.
Oh,
no,
after
it was,
TCU.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
it was
TCU.
TCU.
Game.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't I here for that too, though?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say you
And
weren't.
you're both here.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah.
Wait, but Drew and Cole weren't here and we won. So
Ooh.
What
But
is
they're
that?
not here yet. They're
Not
not
here
recording
yet.
this
that's
episode.
true.
Lock the door.
Okay.
I did meet some friendly ACC people at the barbecue place me and Joel ate at today, and they were hyping us up.
How was it?
When you say
Clemson.
ACC people, what do you mean by that?
They work for the ACC.
Like
Oh, really?
quarter zips with the logo on it.
How was
Yeah.
the barbecue?
The barbecue was maybe a 3 out of 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the people were nice.
Yeah.
Like I haven't had service
Like honestly,
that in
one
a
of the
long time.
nicest people I've ever met in Charlotte.
3 out of 10 barbecue.
We've been here for like 3
Okay.
hours.
The hospitality in Charlotte has been off the
It's been
hook.
great so
It's
far.
been great. We
Yeah,
got
Other than the
treated like
Bojangles, but
royalty at the Enterprise or
Hertz.
Hertz.
Not sponsored.
I mean, we're not going to say the name because they don't sponsor us, but
Actually-
a rental car company.
Actually, no. Yeah, rent a car from Hertz. It's only $40,000. you and your friends can get out to the ACC championship.
Hey, just 80 your buddies. It's only 5,000 a piece.
Wait, we messed.
I
Up.
kind of peed a little bit. It was
Only $40,000 for a Hertz car? That's crazy.
What a steal.
Oh man, That's a great deal.
My name is Ben. Fun fact about me is I was one of only 2 SMU alums to fly Spirit. One of the only SMU alums that is not rich enough to afford a normal, whatever it's called, aircraft.
okay, so yeah, some people flew here on a $40,000 private jet.
Yes.
Some people flew here on Spirit.
Yes,
We-
with a backpack.
Walk-
We found the middle ground.
We were on American, and there were a ton of SMU.
on.
The plane was pretty much full of SMU people.
Really?
Like almost all SMU people.
Yeah, and
I would say like 75%.
yeah,
Wow.
there were some people there that like were really confused, like. Why
Why
is
there's so
everyone
many?
else like excited to go to Charlotte?
Yeah, and we sang the fight song after we took off.
Yeah.
It was great.
In varsity as we landed.
No.
It was
Yeah,
beautiful. I cried a little bit actually.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Anyway, but Walker and I noticed something. So we were in boarding group 6,
Yeah.
which if you know American is not priority, right? It's 6 of 9.
1 through 4 is priority.
There were a lot of people already on the plane. It was mostly priority. A lot of people with status.
Yeah.
the jet.
Yeah,
Status
we were one of the few SMU people that were not in boarding groups 1 through 4.
Okay, so the tier is status jet, American Airlines priority,
No,
American
first
Airlines.
class, then priority, then
Well, first class is part of priority.
Well, where is status?
If you're
Yeah.
first,
First
class,
class,
you're group 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
but
it's group
no, but
one.
it's status
So basically
jet.
the order is
Yeah.
group 1.
Status
Status
jet, 2
jet.
Hertz.
Group 3.
Hertz status jet. First
Turf and
class.
greens.
Sorry, first class, and then at the bottom here is Spirit. Is the last group in Spirit,
Yeah.
which is what I was.
and then Greyhound is
Yeah.
right next
Yeah.
to that. Yep.
Yeah,
the
and then maybe Florida State around there too.
facts.
Oh man. Yeah. What did you think? So y'all had barbecue. We had Bojangles. Ben, what did you think of Bojangles?
Well, I've had it before. It's really good, but we didn't get the tenders, which was an L. But it was still good.
Sorry.
And they forgot to give us the biscuits, which was another
That was a
L.
miss.
But
we also had to wait
Give
like
us the
15
biscuits.
minutes in
Yeah.
the drive-through.
but
We also had to
Feel
drive
like
around
the
it.
community was so good.
Drive around it twice for
Yeah.
some reason too.
Yeah, the way the parking lot was set up
Yeah.
was whack.
Yeah, it wasn't the driver's fault. It was
Nope.
the
In any way.
parking lot's fault.
I like it though. I like Bojangles.
Oh man. All right. Anyway, so huge day on the hilltop. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, or maybe not on the hilltop, but
Yeah, were you
or
on the
SMU athletics. Yesterday was the first round of the NCAA volleyball tournament.
Come
It
on.
was the first time since 1990 that anybody in the Metroplex had hosted a first round game for the NCAA tournament. If you want to guess, who was the last team in the Metroplex to host a volleyball game the first round?
UNT?
No.
UT Arlington?
Yeah, it was UTA.
Mm.
In 1990, hosted
Wow.
the first round of the volleyball tournament.
That's so long. That's like so long. That's like got to be intentional.
30 years?
Like, yeah, it's
34
like,
years.
it's odd. So we've made the tournament before, but never hosted, and this is the first time SMU hosted. It was great. SMU swept Wichita State. So
Come on.
once again, just putting the American behind us.
What was the energy
Sure.
like?
It was.
This is a bad
It was
start.
not. It was not magic. A lot of people were mentally already in Charlotte,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
it was not a lot. It wasn't a big crowd.
That's tough for the volleyball team.
I will say, like, to give our volleyball team credit, I feel like having a good volleyball team, especially like going far in the tournament, it's pretty electric. I feel like,
Volleyball's fun.
yeah, like it's like
Yeah.
it's genuinely like one of the most underrated sports.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you. Yes, I've been saying this for years. If people actually would just like watch or get to know the game and watch some professional volleyball and like
It's
just
fun.
see the intensity of it, then you have like a whole new respect for it. And being there
Yeah.
in person is even better than on TV.
Rangers King said we took an L tonight.
Yeah, I saw that.
So are we out?
Volleyball's out.
Did we just lose?
I think so.
Brutal.
Dang.
I thought we just won one of the games. I guess we must
Yeah,
have
we
lost
won a
this
set,
recently.
but dang. How about in soccer? Does anyone know the score of that? We just like
They're playing
got-
right now too. I saw they beat Dayton to go.
They play
to-
today or tomorrow?
I think they might play tomorrow morning, or that might be a basketball team.
Oh, we lost to Mid-Sioux? It's unacceptable.
Let's see. One more. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Okay, so soccer's tomorrow. So anyway, it was awesome to have that yesterday. Soccer's tomorrow. First ACC men's basketball game is tomorrow
Against Virginia, right?
against
Yep.
Virginia. Anyway,
go.
so I went to the volleyball game yesterday. I went to the press conference and I asked Coach Eager about this, and here's her response. The first weekend
I would, I mean, the like dreamer in me would totally believe you and be like,
I asked her, like, would you believe at the beginning of the season? Would you believe like where we are right now? If I told you that everyone's going to be playing this week, you know, it was going to be this electric.
And then we were going to
in
lose
the first
on
week of
Friday.
December. Hey. Wow.
That's
This
brutal.
guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
but man, how cool! Like, is it not the best time to be a student here? Like, I
Amen.
don't know what you think about
It
that,
is.
but there's so much going on.
I mean, the move to the ACC, it's such a big jump, but I think
Gentry,
everyone
friend of the
really
pod.
just
Yeah.
took the opportunity and ran with it. I mean, we have support from all of Dallas, and all of our students are rallying behind our sports, and I think we really personalize that and use it as fuel to just keep succeeding for SMU in the ACC.
Football, let's freaking go! And I don't
Amen,
know
let's
what's going on
go.
with men's soccer. Someone help me out.
They play Saturday.
I mean, Elite Eight. Maybe chance to go to the Final Four. Football is. Did people really think football was gonna be?
Whoa.
Hey, we predicted 10-2. Jay and
Coach.
I.
Yep,
I mean,
they did.
I did, but I'm just saying.
Sure.
Power four and football's in the freaking championship game. Let's go. Maybe a college football playoff berth.
Yeah.
Like Dallas.
Maybe.
Come on,
Dude, I
Coach.
love our
can-
coach.
is
She's
now-
awesome. Like, she's
It's
great.
not
Yeah, she is.
aspirational anymore. Dallas should be able to support big time college athletics. I think
Amen.
SMU
Amen.
has stepped up
Come
to the
on.
plate in a Storybrooke fashion this fall. And what a time to be alive, man! What a time to be on the hilltop.
So anyway, yeah, it was a great.
Eat a little bit. It was so. Did I say that?
It's just been a very exciting week. We're just like so freaking pumped.
Yeah.
Peeing
One of the-
myself a little bit.
One of the craziest things is like all of us when we were thinking about going to SMU in 2016, 2015 for y'all, it's like, dude, imagine telling yourself like We are in the top 10.
We went to a football school.
Yeah, like
Bro, I thought I was coming to a basketball school. We just come off the NCAA tournament. I was like, yeah,
and
Jank's
we
gonna
might
take
become
us.
a basketball school again. But it's like,
Eventually.
dude, it's crazy. 11-1 at the time. Clemson was one of the best teams.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's crazy.
Yeah, and now we're playing Clemson like a Clemson team tomorrow in the ACC championship game.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. So the Clemson Tigers have been pretty good, but they just lost to South Carolina. So they dropped from 12 to 17 after losing to South Carolina.
Brutal.
That game, it was 17-14. Was that the final?
Yeah,
It was not impressive.
terrible.
I went back, watched some highlights from that. I was like, this wasn't that great of a game. Like 17-14 is not super exciting. Like the final drive was really good. And then when South Carolina picked it off at the end of the game, it's like impressive. I was like, man, like we've got an opportunity to do really well against this team.
I think, yeah, to kind of piggyback what you were saying, I think, what's his name? Cape Klubnik. I think he's a really good quarterback. But Lincoln Riley is not a good offensive coordinator. I think their offense
Garrett
is...
Riley.
Or Garrett Riley, sorry. Yeah, Garrett. Oh, yeah.
They both suck.
They're both terrible. And it's like, I think Clemson might have the talent to like have a potent offense, especially with the talent at quarterback. But I don't think they can score that many points on our defense. I don't think they can move the ball. I don't think Cape Klubnik can overcome their offensive, I guess, like droughts that they go on.
Here's the thing. My only concern about our defense is our secondary. Like throughout the season, our secondary has been we have an elite defense. So don't get this like wrong. Don't like twist what I'm saying that we don't have a good defense. We've got a great defense, but our secondary's been the weakest link. And so if they get to like airing out long tomorrow and like passing a whole bunch, I would be a little bit worried.
And that's what Kate Klubnik is best at, is throwing deep. And the running back, I think, is kind of banged up. So
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like, yeah, like Cape Klubnik's good, but if you can't move the ball by running, you're not going to win the game. You're not going to get the first downs you need to keep your drives alive.
Yeah.
I also think he's very hot and cold. Like when he's good, he's incredible, but he's very up and down.
I don't know as much about him. How is he with like pressure in the pocket?
He can move. I mean, he's run a lot lately.
I think
He can move. He actually can move.
Yeah.
Yeah, ultimately, like if we
Pretty
don't
athletic.
give enough time to pass, then like that's like if we can get quick to the backfield, like we have been able to in so many games this season, then I think
He can make a mistake or two.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm thinking our line is so good. Our defensive line is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our linebackers, amazing.
Yeah.
Like they can put a lot of pressure on them, and
kind of cover up some of those.
Yeah.
yeah,
weaker
put a lot of
areas.
pressure on them, and then you see a guy like Jonathan McGill come in for an interception.
Yeah.
On an errant pass, you know.
Mhm.
Lashley, take some notes. But
I was watching
From us.
I probably watched like 6 or 7 like different like previews, like YouTube previews, and there was just one, I wish I could remember who it was. He was talking about like how bad our secondary is, but he was like way over the top. He's like, trust me, they're gonna get cooked, like their secondary. I was like,
yeah,
I was like, we're not that bad. I mean, we're not a great
Yeah.
secondary, but like
Yeah.
we're pretty good. I mean, we have a ton of turnovers created from our secondary. So I was like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
If Clemson had an elite running game, I'd be terrified because I think they could keep the ball alive to like have the second and third down opportunities to like burn our defense. But I think we'll stop their run and they won't have the opportunities to burn us.
Yeah, I agree. If we can keep them in third and long, then we'll be good.
I think the other thing too is like,
if we score more points than them,
yeah,
I think that'll ultimately
maybe.
kind of be the measuring stick of whether
I think
we
if
have
we
a good game
score
or
more
not.
than 20 points, guarantee we'll win the game.
Really 20
points?
points.
That's
score
pretty
more than
low
20
for
points. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
over
that is
under is
low.
55.
Yeah, we'll
Dang.
score 35 and they'll score 19, and then we'll
But what if we score 21?
then we'll hit the over.
Well, they'll score 20. They'll score
Oh,
19.
they score- yeah.
So we'll win anyways. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
So
think-
you're saying take the under if you are a betting person.
if you are a betting person, unless you
betting
think
legal in
we'll
North
score a
Carolina?
lot of points.
Is it legal?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's a red state, so probably not. But
So was Nevada.
I don't know. I'm just showing my.
bro, the Harris
Let-
Walls
let it
sign
go.
up for you and disagree.
I was gonna say, I saw some really bad takes where they were comparing Kevin Jennings to Lenore Sellers. Because if you guys watched the game, all he could do was run the ball. He couldn't throw it at all. 3rd and 16 at the very end. It's like, what are they going to do? Oh, I can guarantee you it's a quarterback scramble, and that's what they do. Like their defense is soft. But anyways, so they were comparing him and sorry guys,
Dude,
Bro, this is so
I don't even know where that is.
this guy's not ACC ready.
Anyways, they were comparing them, and it's like, well, no offense to Lerner Sellers, but he's not a great passer. Like that's what Kevin is good at. He hasn't even run very much lately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he
kind of
only has
silly
like
to-
I saw this like he only has like 350 yards rushing on the season,
Wow.
which seems
And, like, half of
very
them
low.
A third
for
of
someone
that came
being,
from
like,
one game.
Yeah, and they're all like, oh, he's such a, which he is a dual threat quarterback.
But he
Don't-
doesn't-
Don't get me wrong, he has that ability, but it hasn't been. He's been beating people through the air.
Yeah,
He looks to throw. He doesn't look to run.
which is what I love about him. His Kevin Jennings' pocket presence, the way like at the Louisville game, the pocket is collapsing, and last second as the left tackle is like coming toward him, like perfectly he steps up into the pocket and throws a pass, or like perfectly avoids pressure. It's literally almost
incredible.
NFL level. Like it is
Yeah.
incredible to watch.
And
If he
you're-
can.
Well, go
No,
ahead.
no, go ahead.
I would say if you're gonna ask me how his passing game would be at the beginning of the season, I would be worried.
We were all worried.
Yeah, but he's really. I mean,
He's grown a lot.
dude has stepped up for
I feel
sure.
like the only weak point in his game, the weakest point in his game right now, is holding on to the football.
Agreed.
yeah,
and
the way
so-
it scares me, dude.
Yeah. If he can hold on to the football tomorrow,
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. But even then, like, I mean, Duke. Other than that, he's been pretty solid.
bro,
Mm-hmm.
Besides Duke,
I can't believe we won that game.
I know. That was stupid.
Still thinking about that.
Hey, we won that game because of great coaching.
Yeah, like
That is true.
that
the
is
field goal
that is a
block?
The field goal.
testament.
The more
Is-
details that come out about that play after the game, it's just the more mind blowing it is. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just to have that in your back pocket, to have been practicing it.
Yeah,
And they've like they found the weakness on the Duke O line. Like, hey, if we need this, we're gonna practice it all week, and perfectly timed.
oh
Yeah.
my god.
Perfectly
Oh
executed.
my
It was
goodness.
great.
From what I heard though is like whenever they tried it in practice, the guy that had to do the jump like had a hard time timing it
I
in
think
practice.
he fell or something like that.
I mean, it's the margin is so
Oh,
tight on
yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I can't imagine like that being my job and being like, yeah, I can jump over this guy. Like that's so absurd.
And time it perfectly.
and how
with the
big
snap.
he is too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And the fact that Rhett was on the sideline going like, and no one from Duke saw that.
For those on audio, Jay is doing a bunny hop motion with one hand over the other hand.
Imitating Rhett Lashley, who was doing that on national TV. I
Uh,
say national on the ACC network.
I'm gonna go to the chat. Rangers King said our secondary is average. In my opinion, it's just the corners are bad. Love the safeties. I think we agree
Yeah.
with that. The safeties are very good. The
Yeah,
Jumping
cornerbacks.
to go.
I think the cornerbacks have gotten better.
They're slow.
They're not great,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're terrible either. I think they're just. I think average is
I
fair.
think average is
Yeah, I think we've gotten better throughout the season. I think like the TCU game, they were getting burned.
Oh, they got
left
cooked
and
in
right.
that game. Yeah.
And remember, we were terrified of the Louisville game. We're like, our corners
Yeah.
are gonna get burned left
Yeah.
and right, and they held their ground.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good, because I think Tyler Shuck is
He's a good quarterback.
he's a good quarterback, but he was his only threat was through the air. Like he's a great passer, and like we shut that down
Yeah.
enough to win.
And that's what I feel confident about this Clemson game.
Would we win 34-27?
Yeah, I think we won
yeah,
by a
I
touchdown.
think so.
Yeah,
It was definitely
we won by
7.
7. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a gripe with Clemson. Is the fact that like they think they're like some college blue blood because they had one good coach hire in the history of their program, and they think they're this like
I think they've had another pretty
No,
legendary.
yeah, I
Man, that's a cold take.
shut
bro.
up.
okay. But
They are
like,
definitely a college football blue blood.
okay, 10.
I don't
And-
even know who the coach is honestly.
It's like
I've
the
never
guy
paid
that
attention to
there's like a
Clemson.
rock. They like worship this rock.
Yeah,
in the
Howard's rock.
stadium, and
Yeah.
and he put the rock.
Yeah,
there.
in what 1920? Like okay, okay.
Yeah.
That now they're considered a blue blood. Okay,
Okay, so for,
Navy's
like,
a blue blood.
between
Army's
the-
a blue blood.
Between the time of like,
Harvard's a blue blood. Then
amen, man, preach, come on.
I'm just saying. What really grinds my
Got
gear about Clemson is like, yeah, they think they're a blue blood. They had like
Got
got
it?
so lucky with Dabo. Like the luckiest coach, like the luckiest like hire of all. They didn't even hire him. He was just an interim coach. And now they think they're good and they want to keep SMU out of the ACC.
they've won 2
and then they got blown out by Georgia. They got absolutely destroyed by Georgia. And then you lose to South Carolina. Okay, like South Carolina stormed their field because they beat A&M. Like you're gonna lose to South Carolina and like take down the ACC with you. Okay, like you can't talk trash anymore.
This is the coldest take in Mustang Mood history.
Crazy.
We do not stand by the opinions of Brian.
That's just me. I think we'll destroy Clemson. I think we'll put them in their place.
I wish I
Clemson is
had
just
it.
a quiet Florida State.
I wish I knew
And
how
they're not
many
even as good
ACC
as Florida State,
championships.
honestly.
I think they've got like 30 ACC
No,
championships.
they have a lot. I think they have 16 ACC championships.
But Dabo
but-
only has 8 of those.
that's
Dabo.
that's 8, bro. That's half.
All right, for
Okay.
one coach to have 50% of his school.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's I mean,
That's incredible.
yeah, that's
No, it is
pretty
incredible.
good.
It's incredible. But
I mean-
but to call them a blue blood is kind of crazy.
How many natties do they have? Because like the big boys have like 9 or 8, 7. So like if they only have 2, that's not that many.
Were they? I don't know.
That really is not that many. I don't know if it's
Chat.
true.
How many
Chat,
do
can
we
you let
have?
us know?
Yeah, I feel like that's
We have
wild
3.
coming from us.
1935.
Well, we're not saying we're a
80
blue blood. Not right now.
I think
1
we
and
are.
83. Something.
I totally think if we never got the death penalty, we would be a better and bigger brand
There
than
we go.
Miami.
Come on. Now you're speaking
And
the
if we
truth.
were a better and bigger brand than Miami, we would have more clout than Clemson.
Can I get an amen?
Some random school from South Carolina. Okay, you're the like little brother of North Carolina as a state, and like you're gonna consider yourself a blue blood
Wait.
and think you can sue the ACC.
They're also the fake Death Valley.
Yeah, the
number
fake-
one,
yeah,
we have
like-
the real Death Valley in Arizona, and then we have Baton Rouge Death Valley. and
Death
then
Valley's
we
in
have
California.
South Carolina. Well, I mean, it's that area.
Yeah, who has ever referred
No,
to
the
South Carolina as
LSU
Death
Stadium
Valley?
is called that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so is
I was talking about the actual Death Valley.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's between Arizona and
It's
something
somewhere
like
out
that.
there. It's
Yeah,
not in South Carolina.
But I mean, like they're the like
Do
their
you think the
stadium is
real-
the fake.
you think
What?
it's fake Death Valley? I thought it.
Death
like,
Valley is Baton Rouge. That's what everybody says.
I
It's
feel
the
like
real
both
one.
of them are Death Valley.
No.
No.
Where is
I don't know.
Clemson?
Anyway.
Is Clemson a city or is it in a different city?
I think it is a city.
Okay.
Yeah,
Clemson,
it's-
South
yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Okay, so
go into the chat. Real
Okay,
quick.
the Tigers have won. Sorry, Clemson
Okay.
has won 3 natties. One of them was in '86, and then the other 2 are obviously
86, we had the death penalty. That doesn't count.
no 81. It was 81,
Oh,
and then 16.
we won in 83. So.
and then 16 and 18. I kind of agree with Brian more than I agree with
Yeah.
you guys. Like I don't think they're that. They only have 3
Like,
natties.
I'm not saying
That's
they didn't have
nothing.
a good run. They had an incredible run for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's 10 years.
Okay, do you think Nebraska is a blue blood?
No,
No, they're trash.
I think blue blood is.
Do you think
UT.
OU is a blue blood?
No, I think the
Okay.
blue bloods are UT.
Okay, I'm out. Sorry, Brian.
It's Texas,
How many
Michigan,
natties is-
Ohio State,
Oklahoma has 7.
Bama, LSU, maybe Georgia.
LSU.
Yeah, LSU is a blue blood.
Nah,
Maybe Georgia.
How many? Oh.
They have 1 natty in like the last 20 years.
Hey.
Well, so does Oklahoma. So.
Listen, all I know is SMU is a blue blood.
Facts. Yeah, that's
Got
what
it?
we focus on.
Amen.
Got it. Okay, who runs that SMU
Okay.
burner? Like that is one of the best college football burners in all of Twitter.
Are you talking about Carson or
No, the
hype
SMU
train?
football 2024.
Oh, it's pretty great.
The fact
Okay.
that he
I've
single-handedly
loved being on SMU
changed,
Twitter this year.
like college football Twitter for the entire season. Like
Yeah.
there's Big 12 accounts, SEC accounts, Big 10 accounts saying "got it," like incredible
Without their passes.
without their passes.
Yeah,
Wow.
we gotta check on that.
Yeah. So
All right.
going to the chat real quick. I'm sorry, Jay.
No,
But I don't want to get too far from the Duke field goal block. That was an amazing planned play. Do y'all remember the La Tech tip that we did
Yeah.
at the game?
In
Ranger King
2021.
Rangers King brought this up, and I was thinking about it too. Joel, you emailed.
That was Drew.
that was.
Oh, was it
Yeah.
Drew?
Should we save it for the pod tomorrow?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
We can.
I
Yeah.
totally forgot about
But yeah,
that.
that.
No, we're going to have enough to talk about
Yeah, yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Alright.
will. We will.
Okay, so Drew, who will be on the pod tomorrow, he emailed.
Rasheed Rice.
Was it Cortland Sutton?
No,
No,
it
it
was
was
Rasheed Rice.
Rasheed Rice,
okay.
He emailed Rasheed Rice. Was it on purpose? And he was like, and it
Like
was
to his
like,
SMU
It was
email,
within
like
what
student
30
email.
minutes of us winning
R.
the
Dot
game.
Rice.
Rasheed Rice was
He
like,
responded
oh, yeah, that was
right
totally
away.
on purpose.
Yeah.
like,
no,
Rasheed
he's-
was checking a student email in the locker room.
That's
Well,
that's
go check
amazing.
the SMU or sorry the Mustang Mood Instagram. We'll post the evidence of it there.
Screenshot of the
But,
email. Yeah.
Heck
But
yeah.
yeah, that was epic.
So what do y'all think is better, the field goal block or that tip against La Tech?
Oh,
The field goal block.
block.
Yeah, that's what I'm
by
thinking too.
a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was more
They're both
significant.
epic.
Yeah.
I cried after both of them, but
It was
I think
La
the-
Tech.
yeah,
Like, come on.
and it was
And it was
a Conference USA team versus an American team.
Yeah.
Like the stage, like everything just feels bigger now.
La
Yeah.
Tech was an American team
No, they're
No, they're Conference USA.
at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They're American now, right?
no.
Still
Oh,
really?
Say.
Yes, sir.
Rangers King said that Clemson was called Death Valley first. I still feel like people don't respect it though.
Yeah, I feel like
1948.
LSU people in
They've stolen
Clemson.
it, I guess.
Clemson people fight about that a lot. Anyway, back to the Dabo talk. Okay, so Clemson and Dabo in ACC championship games. You want to guess? I guess you're looking at it right now, but everyone else, you want to guess what Dabo's record is in championship games?
It's like 9-1 or something like that.
I think I'll guess 8-0.
He lost.
You-
I'm looking at it.
He lost his first one.
Yeah, he lost his first one. He's 8-1 in ACC championship games. That was back in 2009.
Okay,
Wow.
but if we fast forward 24 hours, 8-2, right?
Amen. Come on.
For sure.
Let's go.
Okay, so do y'all know where Dabo played college football?
Alabama.
Okay, do y'all know how many? Okay, do you know what position he played?
Wide receiver?
Defensive back.
Yeah, he was a wide receiver.
Okay.
Do you know how many?
Come on, bro.
You know how many yards of receiving he had at Alabama?
4.
I want to say 130.
He had 7 receptions for 81 yards.
Mm.
But
It's good average.
in 1982, he won the national championship. Wait, didn't you just say that Clemson won the national championship in 1982?
No, 81.
92.
81.
It's 92
Okay.
he won the Natty.
So 81
Alabama.
Clemson, 82.
No. He said 92.
It says on here
And he's not
92.
that old.
Oh, sorry,
There's no way
92.
he was
No,
in
you're right,
college
you're
at
right,
80
you're right.
80 something.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm speaking incorrect.
Dabo has never lost
92.
a championship game in Charlotte.
Oh, interesting.
Because I think before it
I
was,
think it was
in
in
Jacksonville.
Tampa. Oh, or
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, when are we going to start talking about
It's
SMU?
basically a home
Okay, hold
game.
up,
I
hold
feel
up.
like we're way off.
One more question. How many Heisman Trophy winners does Clemson have?
0.
0.
That's correct.
Hmm.
How many does SMU have?
1.
1.
And how many more is that? Like, what if you were to
Infinitely
multiply?
Infinitely more.
There you
How
go.
can you be a college blue belt without a Heisman, dude?
Facts.
True.
Facts.
So they are.
Like Clemson,
A
don't
sky
ever
blue-
talk about whatever of a program you are without a Heisman.
You know what they are?
They had Trevor Lawrence.
I'm gonna create a term.
0 Heisman winners.
Create a term real quick for Clemson. They're a purple blood.
I was thinking that.
They're fake.
Fake blood.
Amen.
Like,
All
okay,
right.
you're the best purple team out of Northwestern and TCU. Oh, okay. Like, good job.
Oh, I hate purple. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's see. Okay, some more. We're gonna change gears a little bit. Teams SMU have never played before because SMU has never played Clemson in football. Don't look.
Oh, you don't want me to
Those are
look?
these
Okay,
things.
okay.
Okay, so
It's
SMU
like
has
George
not
is on this
played
podcast.
39 other Division One. Football
SMU
teams.
has not
Played 39 Division One football teams. Only 9 of them are Power 5. So we'll kind of go over those.
Okay.
The other ones we don't really care about. Clemson is one of those, so it'll be 8 tomorrow.
Arizona State. That was just a random guess. I just felt like guessing.
That is.
Are we supposed to guess? You don't even know the
No,
question.
I
You've
just,
never played.
no. He
Yeah,
just.
so who are
he
the
just told
teams
us
that
the
we've never
question.
played?
That's like a big guess.
Can you narrow it down to region?
I don't think we've
Okay,
ever played LSU.
There's 2. We have played LSU. There's 2 ACC teams we've never played.
GT?
No, we've
Oh, we
played
played
GT.
No.
So one of them's Clemson, and the other one is.
Syracuse?
No, we've played Syracuse.
Duke. Just kidding.
Boston College?
NC State.
NC State. Yeah, that's right.
Ah.
Okay, so the
How many,
two.
how many Big 12? teams?
There are 3 Big 12 teams.
that
Wow.
we haven't played. So
That we have
Arizona
not
State's
played.
one of them.
Utah.
Arizona
No.
State's not one.
Colorado.
We've played Colorado.
Colorado.
We haven't played Colorado.
Yeah. One of them is
We're on
in
a roll.
the Big 12 championship game.
Oh, Iowa State,
Iowa State.
Wow.
who's never won 10 games before. In the
Did you know that
history
this
of
is their
the
first
football program?
conference championship appearance? Or they're sorry, they've never won one. It's been like
Since
112 years.
1920.
Wait, who?
Crazy.
Whoa.
Iowa State.
They've won a conference championship.
They haven't
before.
They
won.
have not won.
Yeah,
since
they've never won 10 games in
1920.
the history of their football program.
That's pathetic.
Like, that is definition of poverty.
That's wild.
You know, SMU has only won 11 games. We've never won 12 games before in a season. So
it's
if we
because
win
conference
tomorrow,
championship games used to not exist.
yeah,
We're about to.
SMU's
Facts.
never won 15 games in a season.
We could.
Knock on wood. All right, and then there's one more state that we haven't played in, like a something state in the Big 12.
I can't think
Kansas?
of any teams.
Yeah, Kansas
We've
State.
never played Kansas State.
We haven't played.
kinda
I was
surprising.
surprised by
Yeah.
that. They feel like
They
feel like we would have played. them before.
Semi-relevant-ish.
We played
random purple
Kansas in the
school.
first game at Ford Stadium.
Really?
We played Kansas.
Back when we were both booty chicks
2 Big 10 teams
that we haven't played.
we have not played.
Minnesota.
Incorrect.
Rutgers.
Incorrect. We've played Rutgers.
I don't know.
It's gotta be like one of the Midwest teams.
Oregon?
Like one of the irrelevant, like
We have
Wisconsin.
played Oregon.
Mm.
We have
I
not.
feel-
We have played
Yeah, I
Wisconsin.
think we've played Wisconsin.
Did we say Northwestern already?
Purdue?
We've played both of those teams.
We give up.
Okay, yeah.
Indiana.
No, we've played Indiana, Iowa, and Washington.
Mm.
Oh.
So we've never played
What
either
teams
of
have we
Iowa's
played
schools.
in Iowa?
None.
Marshall?
And then there's 2 teams in the SEC.
There's Marshall
I didn't
and
know that.
Iowa. I didn't know
And
that.
I'll save you all, unless you want to take like one guess
What is it?
at an SEC.
SEC,
2
two,
SEC
two.
teams.
That we haven't played.
We have not.
Swanee.
I'm only doing active teams.
Oh, active teams. Oh. Kentucky.
We have played Kentucky.
Really?
Tennessee.
We have played Tennessee.
I don't know.
You want to take a
We
guess?
definitely played Arkansas.
The Cox?
The Cox are one of the teams.
Really?
Yep.
South Carolina schools. We haven't
South
played either of
Carolina.
them. Completely irrelevant state. That's
You
why.
want to take a guess at the other one?
Georgia.
No.
Dang it! There's so many Bulldogs.
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State. All right, so
Okay, can we talk about the fact how is Mississippi State in the SEC? Like that just bothers me honestly.
Vanderbilt too.
At least Vanderbilt's kind of irrelevant.
I mean,
School in general.
Okay, that's fair.
after I did all the research into finding out the teams we haven't played, I was like, I wonder what's true for men's basketball. So I did the same thing, and then I did the same thing for women's basketball. And there are 2 teams we haven't played in any of those sports.
Wow.
I think I'm starting to see why maybe you didn't have a very productive weekend. We didn't have time for all this.
Are they power 4 schools?
Oh, sorry, I don't think I said both of the Big Ten teams. This is Iowa and Washington.
Oh, no,
You
already
did. You did.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yes, two of those schools that we just talked about, we have not played
In basketball?
in basketball or in football. In men's or women's basketball.
I feel we played Kansas State in basketball.
I don't know.
South Carolina is one of them.
And my other guess is going to be
The Cox
Iowa
strike
State.
again.
We have played Iowa State in one
Basketball.
of those. Yeah, we haven't played Washington.
Really?
Yeah, but we just played Washington in men's soccer. Which is interesting.
Washington is sneaky irrelevant.
They really are. Okay, they're this year's TCU, another purple team.
Yeah.
Purple curse.
See a trend.
Went and lost in the national championship, and now they suck.
Hold on.
Maybe if you're purple, you win one game in the college football playoff and then lose and become irrelevant.
Yeah.
Don't make a bowl game.
Yep.
Facts.
All right, now it's time for you guys to guess all 31 Group of 5 teams we have played.
Okay, I think we're at about.
We
at
played
least-
Marshall.
We're at least 30 minutes into the ACC championship game preview, and we have not previewed.
That's what this is. I thought this was the
guessing.
guessing show.
No, hey, before we preview the game, Walker's got a story about Central Market.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no! I
Why
don't
are you
know.
saying oh no?
I don't know the story. I just want to start previewing the game.
What are you talking about? We were talking
Hey,
about it earlier.
Okay,
Ben,
I mean, like-
Ben, there's only 7 people watching right now. Like,
Dude,
it's not
like,
that high stakes.
I feel like we spent enough talking about how
Hey,
irrelevant Clemson.
that's what to my dad, like 70% of how many followers Jesus had. So we're doing pretty good.
That's that math's not.
Yeah, but one of those people is Ben who's watching over there.
And the other person is me, who's watching on mine,
Oh, that's right.
which is a little blurry. I think.
Rangers King, you're correct. We have not played Kennesaw State.
I have a
Oh,
feeling
yeah,
we played
Central
it.
Market.
Yeah. So, have y'all been feeling? I don't know about the out of town guys, but y'all been feeling just a different vibe in the city from SMU people?
Oh yeah,
in general?
Portland's buzzing right.
Yeah, I bet.
I totally have.
Or just like seeing more people wearing SMU gear around,
Yeah,
stuff like that. Okay.
I would say so.
I try to make it a point to say, hey, like pony up to any person I see out in public wearing SMU gear. And I did that in Central Market to this couple. And then we started chatting. And we just like talked for a little bit, talking about the game coming up that weekend. I don't remember which one it was. But then we keep shopping. And then as I'm walking back by another aisle, I see them saying pony up to someone else wearing SMU stuff.
Wow, you started a chain.
Wow.
Difference makers right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
55 burger.
No,
55
world changer.
World changers.
World changer shaped here.
No, but it's like if you are an SMU fan and you see another person repping SMU gear, you need to say pony up to them because it's about the culture. It's our roll tide, you know?
Yeah.
I
That's
completely
true.
agree. I feel like even the time that I've spent in Houston, where there's like way more SMU fans than in San Antonio. But even in San Antonio, I've seen like more cars with like little like the SMU decals on their cars, which is like last year I didn't really see any of that. I've seen like maybe 5 this year, which is an infinite % increase. Same as like Clemson's Heisman titles to SMU's Heisman numbers. But yeah, I think there's a different vibe among SMU like alums. Like there's a different energy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have kind of a hot take on our logo. It's very important to me that like you include like on your hat, you know, it's got the SMU and the Mustang.
Mm-hmm. If
If you just like put a Mustang on your car, like I'm gonna assume it's like for a high school. You know, it's
It
like,
needs to say SMU.
it needs to say SMU.
I think the ones that say SMU is kind of ugly, but I'm kind of biased because my car just has the Mustang.
Well, okay, I'm okay with it, but I like when I see just the Mustang, I think of JJ Pierce.
The thing
or
is, though,
like
is, like-
Christian or
The thing is, though, like when I see like the silver Mustang sticker on a car, I know that that's an SMU
Yeah.
sticker.
okay, that's fair.
The one that's like plastic, you know,
Yeah,
not like a
yeah.
flat sticker.
Like
but
the chrome looking,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
badge.
Yeah. Also, Erica Hoffman. I don't know who that is. I know who Erica Harris is,
Yeah.
but she said that my story was before the Boston College game.
Oh, interesting. Was she there? Did you say pony up to her?
And
I
then-
guess so. Yeah. But anyways, I love you, Erica. Hope you're having fun tonight.
Jack, thanks for the comment. Yes, I totally agree. One of
Let's
the
go,
best
Jack Roberts.
podcasts on the planet.
Triple D. Rangers Kings to the Triple D. SMU gets the point across.
That is true.
Yeah.
I like that. That's my favorite logo by far.
The triple
The
D.
triple D.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
You're kidding. Sean Carpath saw a guy in downtown Athens, Georgia, wearing SMU gear and said, "Pony up."
on.
But the guy said, "What? Oh, I didn't go there. I just grabbed it at a thrift store."
Ooh. Yikes.
I was
Dang.
getting hopeful. I thought that was going to be one
That's-
of those things where like I didn't go there, but I'm a fan of
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
the school and
Yeah.
the team, and like that's like a sign of built and then
No,
just
that only happens to UT.
crashed with
It
the
doesn't happen to.
Hey,
Oh.
there is a lot of room on the bandwagon.
Oh yeah.
And I want as many people on as possible.
Come on, the pony.
Wait,
up
did y'all
podcast.
see? Did y'all see before the Texas A&M game? There was a video of there was a Tex Ags thing, and they were asking UT fans like, "Where did you go to school?"
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I knew one of the guys that was in there, and he did not go to Texas, and they were like, all of them did not go to
That's so
Texas. I was
funny.
like, "Oh, this is so bad."
Yeah, you don't get a whole lot of people coming to, wearing a bunch of SMU stuff
Yeah.
who didn't go to SMU.
I will say,
Yeah.
so Alice and I volunteer at Trinity Young Life, and this one girl was at the SMU Cal game. She goes to Trinity, and we're like, "Oh, like what were you doing there?" She's like, "Oh, I went with a lot of my high school friends." I was like, "Oh, like do they go to SMU?" And she's like, "No, like all of us are just like kind of like SMU fans because we grew up in Dallas." I was like, "Oh,
Oh wow.
so we have
Nice.
Welcome.
yeah,
Welcome to the hype train.
we're on
You're
the-
listening to the Mustang Mood podcast. You should get them on
Oh yeah, I should.
on board. Hello, people from San Antonio.
Yeah. Well, before we get to our preview, do you want to listen to some voice memos?
oh my
Or
god.
do we want to do the preview first?
We'll bury those a little bit deeper.
All right, we'll do them towards the end.
I mean, I guess we kind of have like
Some of them are asking about the game. I think 1 or 2 of them kind of asked about the game. And so maybe it would be a good segue into our pregame preview.
Let's do it.
Okay. Can you play it on your phone
Oh yeah.
or I can just connect to the Wi-Fi? Silence.
I think
Sorry.
while you guys do that, I'll talk. Does anybody what kind of matchups are we looking at? What do you guys think is going to be the biggest matchup in this game?
I think what's interesting about our wide receiver room is I think our wide receiver room has a lot of talent. And I think as RJ Maryland got hurt and some of our other receivers have gotten hurt, I think a lot of the other receivers have stepped up. Like
So
Keyshawn
true.
Smith has gotten has stepped up big time. Jordan Hudson has had some big games, and I think
Hopefully he's healthy tomorrow. But
yeah. And I think one of our receivers is going to have like a huge game for us to like continue to move the ball. And I think our wide receiver room was too crowded, if that makes sense. And I think as we've like honed in on a few receivers, I think that actually helps Kevin's
that's good.
passing game.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. I have thought that we kind of had a down year. I feel like SMU's always had like one star wide receiver on the team that's going to be like in the NFL, right? We've had, from Rashee Rice, James Prochet, Cortland Sutton, like while we've been here, even like Danny Gray. Like,
Yeah.
these guys have been, Channel 3, Brochet. Like, we've had some really solid guys. I don't feel like we have that guy this year, other than RJ. Like, I feel like RJ is that level.
Yeah.
But at the tight end position. But I have been impressed by the way that everyone's kind of stepped up to fill that gap.
Yeah.
It's more like committee rather than just like one guy.
Oh, no, guys. Sorry, I have to interrupt. Big news. Statement from Peta. We urge you to cancel this senseless stunt and put an end to this archaic tradition. SMU shouldn't be teaching students that it's okay to subject a pony to bright lights, screaming crowds, bands, noisemakers, and an unfamiliar environment. Ponies are prey animals. They are easily stressed or frightened by loud noises. No amount of grooming or summer band practices will prepare them for the chaos of game day.
All right.
There's another.
Hey,
I can't
moment of silence for
Did they
Bruna
tweet this?
and the torture.
Huh?
Did they tweet this?
They released a statement somehow. I don't know how they released it, but
That's so funny that PETA is paying attention to SMU football
I know.
right now.
All right, come on, guys. Moment of silence.
That's incredible.
For all the pain and suffering we're putting Peruna through.
okay, can we move on?
All right. Anyway, what were we
sorry,
talking
I
about?
interrupted, but I couldn't believe it.
Anyway,
that's
wide
crazy.
receiver room has really stepped
I mean,
up.
it's kind of funny that Ben was like, let's talk about the preview, and he's talking about the preview. But
Now
anyway,
he's scrolling
what I was going to say
Yeah,
was
I
I
like-
think Jordan Hudson has the potential to be an NFL level.
I agree.
NFL
He's
level
good.
wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's good.
I'm
And
so bummed that Jake Bailey ended his
Sorry.
career like he did. Like
Yeah.
that's
He was solid too.
he was so
and
good.
then Ramella Brinson is expected to be back tomorrow.
Oh really?
So
That's
that,
great.
that helps our depth. I get what you're saying, but I also feel like everybody has stepped up in different spots. Like RDJ has been massive this year. And
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
true.
I was talking about this with somebody else. I can't remember if it was Moochie Dixon. One of them is like right behind him. Like they both have like almost 500 yards. I just feel like everybody's kind of stepped up a lot this year, which has been good.
Yeah.
It's been huge. Oh, it was Keyshawn Smith. But
Anyway, so here's the voice memo from Amy.
Hey guys, Amy Murphy here, longtime listener, first time caller.
Thank
Want to
you.
give a shout out to my friend Jordan, who flew in from London to watch the game this weekend in Charlotte.
wow.
Let's go.
Also, just want to get y'all's thoughts on what you're most excited for this weekend in Charlotte outside of watching SMU beat Clemson.
Is Amy going to be at the game?
Oh yeah, she's here.
So we can meet her?
Yeah, sure.
Come on.
Meet us at Cookout Legs tomorrow at noon.
Yeah.
Mustang man.
At Cookout.
Mustang
Just
Mood-
Cookout.
Oh, sorry.
We what was I gonna say?
What you're most excited for?
Well, okay. Shout out to Jordan coming all the way from London.
Yeah, that's bonkers.
Yeah.
How long
also
was
went
your
to
flight?
SMU.
I thought I was gonna have the record, so I don't know actually.
We are
Wait,
on
sometimes
the East
sometimes the Atlantic like crossing the Atlantic is a lot shorter than you'd expect.
Yeah, especially if you're already on the East Coast.
Okay, we should look this up because I want that time.
Yeah, can someone in the chat let us know, is London
no
or
way
Portland, Oregon
is
closer?
I
to
don't,
Charlotte?
Portland's
It's
far.
I think there's a
Portland is
chance.
far.
It's far, but it's not further
Okay,
than London.
let's answer the question.
What do I win if
What
I?
are we
if
excited
I'm
about
wrong?
besides destroying Clemson?
I'm excited to go to Cookout tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm actually very pumped about that. We're going to the hot tub after this. That should be a good time as well.
Yeah. I'm excited to.
Should have done the hot tub during this, but I was outvoted.
Yeah, the Patreon. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you can watch the
Which we don't
podcast.
Yeah.
I can start with the question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm excited to see all you guys.
Oh, that's
Aw.
nice.
Yeah, I don't
That's true.
travel this far for just
Aw.
anybody. So
Jay?
Just to watch Peruna get
Oh.
tortured.
Jay? Yeah.
I'm excited about Cookout, hanging out with you guys. Walker and I have media.
But you're
credentials.
stealing mine.
Oh, I'm
You already
excited for
said like two.
Walker's.
He's excited to hear Walker tell what he's excited about. Go ahead, Walker.
I'm sorry.
All right, Walker.
I kind of peed a little bit. It was so Did I say that?
I'm excited to see everybody here, but
You stole Joel's. Come on, man.
I'm also excited to ditch y'all and sit in the press box.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can we talk about the group chat real quick? Because I feel like we're getting kind of used to like the text of like, hey guys, we're gonna actually be up in the press box because we've got responsibilities. And we
Rangers
really
King
go
says
and
London
that.
is further.
All right, I don't care about that comment anymore. I didn't even want the longest title anyways. But so Walker sent the text when we were all like excited about doing this game and we had gotten all the tickets and stuff. And then Walker was like, hey, me and Jay, we got to go do this thing. And I think in this case, it was actually an obligation because like ACC has some strict rules around it, so you guys couldn't sit with us.
Yeah.
And then I just love the memes that were being sent. Like someone sent, I sent a photo. I don't know if y'all knew who it was, but it was Marie Antoinette, like the "Let them eat cake" French Revolution. Someone else sent a really good one that I forgot. I think
The
you sent
Squidward?
one.
Yeah, the Squidward.
The Squidward one. Yeah, the Squidward was like
when we stormed the field. And
Hey, I will say to our credit, of course, this is giving myself a pat on the back. Yonnic and I gave up our press access so we could sit with the boys. So we at least split it.
men of the people.
Jay and I just, had to
we're
take
gonna
one
be
for
in
the
the heated-
team.
Gonna be
NFL
warm with the
press
hot
box.
chocolate.
Had to take one for the
there's
team.
there's something awesome about suffering in the cold, watching your team
with your
play.
friends.
with your boy.
Imagine not being able to cheer when your team scores a touchdown.
That is the tough
That's
part.
tough.
I mean-
That is tough.
Yeah.
And this
Might
is,
as
even,
well be
this is even
TCU
more so
for
than when we're in the
us.
SMU press box.
Yeah, we have to be even
we
more
split.
serious up
Yeah.
there.
Good thing I'm not gonna be up.
Yeah, it's probably good.
Didn't want to be up there anyways.
I think so when I was at the Tulane game last year, the feeling, the last 10 minutes of real time as the game was about to end, the energy was incredible. There's only like a few hundred of us at the game. Jay was there too. But you can feel the energy of like, man, we're about to be in the ACC. We're about to be in big time football. We're all like suffered through years of like irrelevant football, irrelevant sports, and the energy was incredible.
It was
And
amazing.
And I think what I'm most excited about, I'm pretty confident we'll win. I'm excited about the last 10 to 15 minutes of the energy of the crowd. It's we're back, like we're taking down the ACC big boy, and we are going to be the ACC big boy.
Didn't you just say they're not a big boy?
No, they're not blue blood. They're big boy, but they're not a blue blood.
Levels to it.
Yeah,
Come
there's
over here,
there's
big
levels.
boy.
But
Hey.
the energy of the stadium is going to be electric.
I think so.
And
I
that's
think
what I'm
we'll be
most excited
outnumbered,
about.
But I
Oh,
think
yeah,
it'll be pretty
definitely.
electric.
Yeah.
How outnumbered?
I bet you it's
At
like
least 75-25.
Yeah.
I think it's 35.
At least?
65.
Yeah, I think we'll have at least 30%.
Yeah, I think
You
35.
think so?
60.
I mean, they're just like a few hours away. Easy drive.
Yeah, but
And they're a bigger school.
Way
this is like a
bigger.
dime a dozen to them, right? They missed last year, but they were here the year before that. And the year
I still
before
think they
that.
try. I hope you guys are right, but I don't know.
And the year
If
before that.
if I were a Clemson fan and I lost to South Carolina, I'm not making the trip to go watch the ACC championship game.
Especially to spend the money that it cost just to get in, right? It's like it was not cheap for us to get nosebleed seats.
Yeah, $50 whole.
Yeah, but like
But you can pay $5,000 for.
They just get 8 friends.
Yeah.
I'll answer.
Anyway,
the
Ben.
the 5 grand isn't the problem. It's the 7 other friends. I was struggling with.
Besides seeing everybody, of course, that's number one. Is for all the tears. First of all, the Peta tears. Number 2, Nick Saban's tears tomorrow, who abandoned us. Number 3, Cam Newton's tears. And number 4, the big pockets at ESPN when we get into the playoff and with a bye and we have nobody that's going to go to the game or watch it, and so they lose all that money. But we still make it and win. That's what I'm here for.
I really hate the conversation. And we can get into CFP talk. If you want to talk about the playoffs.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but first, Erica said she's crying because she watched the hype video, which I haven't seen yet.
Oh,
We'll have to watch that.
Yeah,
after
we'll
this.
turn it on.
We'll
after
watch it
this.
after and check it out.
Okay.
Yes, let's talk about it.
The question is, does SMU get in if we lose tomorrow?
I think we lose. I think we're out.
I agree.
You think? Oh, you think we're out?
I think we're out. Like, we need to go into this game knowing that this is round 1 of the playoffs. Like, this is our round 1. We win and we advance into playoffs. We lose and we're out of the playoffs.
Which it shouldn't be this way.
It's BS. If it
I
happens,
think
it's
that
BS.
even if we lose tomorrow, given the statements about not being penalized for conference championship games, given that, I mean, we've lost 1 game all season to a top 25 team.
Yeah.
I think we should, but you always just have to account for SEC bias.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to be at the end of the
But
day.
here's the thing. I have some faith. I have some hope. One, they let TCU in after they lost their conference championship.
If they let TCU in, they'll let anybody in.
You're right.
They'll let anybody in this thing.
Except Florida State.
Yeah. Second, I think, as much as you may hate hearing me say this, I think that they are rational people. And I think that they don't want to set the precedent of playing in your conference championship being a negative thing.
I think all the media attention has helped that idea because a lot of people have been talking about that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rhett for starting that conversation.
Yeah, I think one of my football heroes is Mike Leach. May he rest in peace. But he had some really good comments about the playoff committee. I just love every time that Mike Leach spoke, and so I just kind of want to play his thoughts on that situation.
Let's have a committee, because why not? Because, we're American. We love committees. Let's get us a committee. Well, who should be on the committee? Well, I don't know. This guy's a good guy. Let's have him on the committee. Well, there's people on the committee that don't even have remote associations with football, nor have they at any level other than being a fan. But you know what? Let's have them on a committee. Why not? And then, it'd be fun. We'd go to that resort. We could talk. We could hang out at dinner. And then we'll decide which 4 teams should go. Because you know why? We don't need to solve this on the field. Because we're the ones that know. And then, so, if we're going to do it that way, we should just ask them at the beginning of the season, just go ahead and you guys vote on it, figure out 1, 2, 3, and 4, and why even have the games? To me, it's not a playoff. There's nothing playoff about it. And this is even if we make it. Even if we make it, my thoughts don't change. How can you call it a playoff when there's 4 teams? Conference champions don't even necessarily.
Anyway, conference champions do matter now, but here's the thing. They've been saying out the side of their mouth all year that we're not going to punish you for playing in a conference championship game. And I so feel it. They will punish us for playing a conference championship game if we lose.
You know what really made me mad was there. I heard a lot of talk about specifically Alabama over Miami, where they're talking about the recency bias. Miami lost 2 of their last 3. Alabama got absolutely dominated 2 weeks ago, in game time at least, by the worst Oklahoma team in over almost 30 years.
Yeah.
But yet somehow there's no recency bias, and then they beat a very bad Auburn team by 12 points. So it's how is there? I'm not even saying Miami should be above Alabama. They probably should, but it's just I don't know.
Dude, that's what bothers me so much. You put every single team in the country with Alabama's schedule with wins, the exact same wins and losses. They might not even be 20, top 20.
Yeah.
They beat Georgia, but you can't score 3 points against OU and be ranked that high.
I see ESPN does this thing sometimes where they had this thing it was the outrage monitor.
Yeah, outrage index.
Yeah. And they would put a team's resume up without listing the team. It would say this many ranked wins, this offensive, defensive rating, and they would have 2 compare, and they say, okay, which one do you think this is? And it'd be one's Bama and the other one's Iowa, and they're Bama's same resume, 10 spots higher. Why wouldn't the committee do that, right? If it is about
without the
name, take the name off.
They did that with SMU and Texas, and SMU they were about the same.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: is if the committee thinks that Alabama's better than us, which I do think they think, in their heart of hearts, I think, they think that Alabama's better than us, and so why didn't they just rank Alabama above us?
Here's also what bothers me is, I don't think the conversation should even be Bama, SMU, Bama, whoever. First of all, I think Miami should be ranked above Alabama, clear cut, no question. But Ole Miss should be ranked above
Ole
Alabama.
Miss has a better record.
Alabama. Ole Miss beat Georgia
by more.
Yes, they lost to Kentucky, but they didn't score 3 points against OU, who OU is barely better than Kentucky.
I saw somebody was talking about that. I think it was Joel Klatt, who I usually like, and he was talking about how their loss is so much worse to Kentucky. I was they got dominated by Oklahoma. It wasn't even close. I was at the game.
That was embarrassing.
It's ridiculous.
I know one team in the top 5 that beat Kentucky by 1 point, and it was Georgia. Do y'all not remember?
Well, Georgia's not top 5.
Are they 6 then?
Yes,
I think they are
6
5.
or 7.
Oh no, Notre Dame is
Notre Dame.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're
okay.
6,
anyway, they're ranked above us. They beat Kentucky by 1 point. Let's talk about the strength of schedule in the SEC.
And Louisville
maybe higher.
Punked Kentucky.
That's true.
It is better, but
yeah, I'm not saying that our strength of schedule is higher than anyone in the SEC, but we beat the people in front of us.
Yeah.
And and Alabama can't say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, they did not go undefeated in SEC play.
We were having this conversation over dinner when we were talking about like conferences, and it's crazy to me to have a position where you're like, I didn't make my conference championship game. I'm like the third or fourth team in my own conference, but I think I deserve to be that means I'm going to go win the national championship. Like,
And ultimately, right, like if you're the 12, you don't get to cry. It used to be 4. It was 4 last year. You didn't have a shot if you're Alabama and you're 10-3 or 8-3, whatever they are right now. It's like they shouldn't have. You shouldn't get to cry at that point. It's like you should just feel lucky if you get in.
And you lost 3 games.
Like, you want to go play Iowa.
You had a chance to prove that you belong. You lost 3
Exactly.
games, and 2 of them were to really bad teams or average teams.
And the regular season has to matter.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm kind of split on what I think they'll do, because I think without the context of like Rhett Lashley's comments, which everybody's been talking about, I would have thought for sure we're out. But the more they talk about it and the precedent that it's going to set, I think they might be afraid of because I think there's going to be a really negative reaction. I know we've heard some people like Paul Feinbaum, whatever, the SEC homers talking, but I think the majority of rational people, even who like don't care about SMU, agree that would be a terrible like look for the committee. So I think there's a hope, unless we get blown out.
Pressure. And
If we get blown out, we probably don't deserve it.
If we get blown
point.
out, like, we can't be mad if we don't.
What's blown out? Is 21 blown out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It needs to be a close game for sure.
It needs to be within 2 touchdowns.
But
I think if we lose by more than 10, like we don't I personally don't think we deserve to be in the playoff.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel
I
ready to
agree.
get hurt
That's
though.
a good point. We wouldn't deserve to be in.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anyone that deserves it more.
I
than
agree.
us.
I agree.
Like,
True.
if you just lost, like Clemson doesn't deserve to be in right now. Right? They have no claim at an at-large.
Yeah.
But if they beat us, they deserve it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
I think one thing that would be hilarious is if we lose and miss the playoff is Bill Armstrong. Like, he's going to do something and it's going to be hilarious. And I'm excited about that.
I kind of peed a little bit. It was so
unexcited.
It's going to be the
Did I say
opposite of
that?
that, whatever that
the
looks
opposite.
like.
But
He's gonna
also
poop his
another thing, one of my favorite parts about Texas having a really good year this year is they're not SEC fans. Like, I don't know if you guys watched the A&M game, but when they were like punking A&M, the Texas crowd at A&M was chanting SEC.
Yeah.
Like mocking the SEC. like the SEC thinks they're in the SEC.
Yeah.
But they were so sick and tired of hearing how good the SEC was while they were in the Big 12. They joined the SEC and they're punking everyone except for Georgia. But it's hilarious. Like, they're in the SEC and they're like, this is a joke.
So have you realized this year there's a chance for every conference champion to have not been in that conference last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oregon, Iowa, or Arizona State, us in
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Which I think just shows
The
that
strength of the Pac-12.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but also just that the whole like idea of conferences are better than others.
Like, this is
like
what's
kinda
awesome
whack.
about college football. Yeah, like, it's like anybody can win, and like regionality matters, and like everybody having a chance matters.
Yeah.
What I really don't understand the most is like the SEC is easily the best conference. There's no doubt about that. But
Yeah.
this year, the conference is factually down. I mean, like, anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why there's still the bias of like, you know, oh, Miami lost to Georgia Tech. Okay, well, Georgia lost to whoever they lost to. But like, this conversation doesn't go the same way where like the losses are viewed as bad, whereas maybe Georgia Tech's actually a good team and that's not a bad loss.
Well,
This
I
is
don't-
like
thanks
what
for- thanks for
this is
asking.
Like what you've been talking about for a while.
Yeah. Thanks for asking, Ben. So let's put on our tinfoil hats.
Just a quick thing about Georgia Tech.
Yeah, go for it.
If you lose in 8 overtimes, like, that shouldn't be a real loss.
No,
Like,
it's
that
a
should be an
tie.
asterisk.
But if
should look at
Georgia
it
lost,
as-
I would have counted it as a real
Oh,
loss.
yeah,
I would
with
say they don't even deserve to
1,000%.
be in the playoff.
But yeah. Anyway,
Let's put on our tinfoil hats for a second.
Okay.
The College Football Playoff Committee owns all of the television rights and ticket sales to all playoff games. Okay?
okay,
That is a lot of money, especially television rights.
right.
ESPN has contracted with College Football Playoff for billions of dollars to own all television rights
Yep.
for all College Football Playoff games. They have the right to, like, you know, sell those again to other networks.
Like they are with TNT this
Yeah. Well, this weekend, this isn't a playoff.
this year.
Oh, this year.
2 of the first round playoff games.
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah. So that's ESPN, bought it from the CFP committee. They're selling it to TNT. There's a lot of money involved in this.
Yeah.
ESPN stands to make a lot of money from this. But you know what would hurt ESPN's profits? SMU versus Boise State in the playoff instead of Texas versus Georgia, or Alabama versus
Who
Texas.
wants to see that for a third time though?
Yeah, Alabama,
People will
Georgia.
still watch.
Yeah, actually, as I said that out loud,
Alabama, Texas.
I'd
What did we
watch
say?
it. Yeah, I'd watch
Yeah,
it.
no, we would,
time.
we would, and that's exactly
would.
why they want it to happen. So, what if tinfoil hat again? What if ESPN is pressuring the committee to put in teams that will make them more money
100%.
I
in
think
the
it'd
playoff games?
It'd
Yeah,
be foolish to
definitely.
say that they don't have like influence.
Yeah, what are the
Definitely.
tinfoil hats for?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
wearing nothing and I can figure that out. Like, there is without a doubt that ESPN has some sort of bonus, some sort of offshore trading, something.
But
They're giving money.
But at the same time, think about this. Think about how badly they want to be relevant. Who is the celebrity guest picker for the SEC championship?
Timothy Chalamet.
What
Willy
school do you
Wonka
go to?
himself.
Like,
That is
what?
like the most
NYU,
anti-football.
No, he
pick.
went to like Columbia or something like that.
Yeah.
It was an Ivy League school.
Huge SEC.
Yeah.
school.
Like,
Dude, honestly, SEC is like kind of like Jersey country, low key. I don't know if you guys see those memes on Twitter, but
starting to wash out.
yeah.
it's
Anyways,
silly.
I went full nerd mode because I was like, I want some data behind this. So I looked at all of the college football playoff committee rankings of all the teams. I gathered together all their strength of schedules week by week. Some other stats like their endowment size, their enrollment amount of students, calculated some win percentages every week, and I ran a regression analysis, those stat nerds out there,
Golly.
and found I had to do some research. I was a little rusty off my stat class, so do not take this for truth. It is merely just a guy trying to figure some stuff out.
Yeah, his work output was huge this week.
This is not legal advice.
Yeah. But I decided to pull the adjusted R squared. I don't know, Brian, or Jay, you're probably closest to this. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Yeah, you don't know. So obviously,
Haven't used stats in a while.
basically the stats here I'm showing, it's basically kind of like how correlated it is. So like the higher the percentage, the more correlated these variables are to a team being ranked highly.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming in at like a high average of high 80s is win percentage and strength of schedule together.
Yeah, if you combine those, that's the best.
The best marker of how high you'll be ranked.
Yeah.
Right. Now, if you look, I also ran it like individually. So like win percentage is also the highest by itself. And then strength of schedule is second. But you know what comes in third?
Is it
Conference.
being in the SEC?
Enrollment size.
Oh, interesting. So, which is probably like
Which makes sense
correlates
because it's
with
a
alumni base.
higher market.
Yeah.
More people watch the games.
Interesting.
So imagine how bad you have to be if you have the country's biggest enrollment size and you're still bad. A&M, IE, UCF.
I
But
think Arizona State has the biggest. Oh, yeah, that's right. UCF and Arizona State, A&M.
well, most of Arizona, so I was looking at that. Most of Arizona States are online. I did not include the online
Okay.
in my calculations.
Fake degrees.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about that. But
Any degree from Arizona State's fake.
and then
My
falling
grandpa
in
went to Arizona State.
falling in
Fake.
behind enrollment. Falling behind enrollment was endowment size. And so this is odd. Like obviously it's very low correlation if you're just looking at endowment size versus ranking. But for some reason, it's like 4%, 9%, 9%, 3%. And then that's like week 10 through 13 of CFP ranking. This week, it jumped up to 22%.
The endowment size?
No, the correlation.
Oh, the correlation.
Yeah. So it's like,
the rich teams
yeah,
keep getting richer.
I guess so.
Come on.
But then I also did
Yeah,
them
Florida
together.
Are we
State, they
rich?
had an under $1 billion endowment. That's why they couldn't be in the college football playoff last year.
Wow.
Get your money up.
No, yeah, they're poor.
Poverty
Yeah.
program.
Yeah, honestly.
Amen.
So I also combined win percent with other things, and what had the highest correlation between those was win percent and enrollment. So I think just in general, it's the just the larger schools which makes sense because it's more the blue. But do you ready to go to bed?
I think Ben's just bored.
This is boring, but I'm also extremely exhausted.
No, it's interesting to me.
Ben woke up at 3:30 this morning to get on his Spirit flight.
I woke up at 5.
Anyways, I'll finish here. There is a not statistically insignificant tie of enrollment size to how a team gets ranked.
I think that's really interesting, Walker.
Thank you. All right. Should we do our preview? Or should we listen to more voice memos?
I think we should just predict the game and go to sleep. That's what I think we should do.
I kind of want to keep listening to Mike Leach.
Let's do another voice memo.
All right. This one is from Help Me. Harris is after me.
Waris.
Sorry, Waris is after me.
Hey Mustang Mood, this is Joel. I'm really just doing this because I got a rather threatening email from someone named Hawker Waris saying I need to send a voice memo to this link, but besides that,
You
the
did
question
mention
I
the
have for
Bitcoin
you
you had to
guys
send to.
is I keep seeing online, like on Reddit and on message boards, this sentiment around SMU not deserving to be in the playoff because we haven't beat any ranked opponents. But whenever we play opponents like Louisville and Pittsburgh, they're ranked, and it kind of seems like we don't get the credit now because they're unranked, and I'm not really sure what the correct way to interpret those wins
This guy's kinda
as in
rambling.
the context of like ranked
Honestly.
wins for
Ben's about
a
to yawn.
resume for the playoffs. So would love to hear y'all's thoughts. Do you think that the ranking of a team when you play them is what matters, or the ranking of that team at the end of the season?
It is an interesting question.
It's gotta be.
It's a good question.
It's gotta be ranking at the end of the season. Like,
Who's
you
that
can't-
from? That
I think it's from Bold Juice.
Yeah, Bold Juice.
huh.
Yeah.
Sound like AI.
Yeah,
I don't sound like that.
like that Bojangles.
Dude, I've never seen that. I've never seen that in a drive-through.
No, I've seen like the reels where. Yes, I watch reels, not TikTok. Okay.
I watch YouTube shorts.
Yeah, like a
too,
good
yeah.
American. Don't
Yeah.
let the
Yeah.
Chinese have your
Come on, come on, let's go.
Facts.
Oh,
And I'm proud to be an American. And
least
Okay.
where at least I know I'm not being surveilled by China. What's this?
Surveil.
Anyway,
The Facebook's doing it
Surveilled
too.
by China.
Bold Youth. Back to the.
What was I talking about?
Back to bowl.
I don't know.
AI.
AI.
Oh,
AI at the
Oh, the question.
drive-through.
I don't know why I just like picked up the question so well, but I think I understand what you're coming from. So there's conversation that SMU doesn't deserve it because we don't have ranked wins, but that's because they're looking at teams that are not currently ranked.
Because they were ranked.
They were
okay,
ranked
yeah.
when
And
we
then
beat
they
them.
weren't
So-
ranked after we beat them.
So
Yeah.
here's like a thought that I think a lot when it comes to rankings, and
You think thoughts?
it's that
Is that how it works?
it's that it seems like a lot of people talk about teams as if they've been at the same like skill level all season, and we're just spending the entire season figuring out what skill level they've always been at,
That's a good point.
instead of teams being dynamic and changing throughout the season, becoming better, getting worse as there's more injuries or bad coaching.
I think that's a good point because the same Louisville that we beat and that beat Clemson isn't the same Louisville that lost to Stanford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing too, like if you go off the AP poll, which I know it doesn't count, but like I'm pretty sure that Duke and Louisville are like 26 and 27, so it's also arbitrary, like 25.
Dude, that really bothers me. Like Duke should be ranked.
Dude, Memphis being ranked over Duke or Louisville was absolutely
Memphis being ranked,
They're just trying
UNLV
to. They're just
being
trying to
ranked
screw us.
is just terrible.
UNLV's
It's a
10 and
joke.
2.
And
Come on.
Missouri should not be ranked. Like I've watched Missouri
Dude, they're
games. I like hate
terrible.
watching Missouri, honestly.
They're
How much I
horrible.
hate the SEC, and they are one of the worst. Like
Thank
if they were
you.
honestly in the ACC, they would be like ranked 8th. Like they're terrible. I hate Missouri.
Oh, I
Missouri
thought,
should not be
I thought you meant 8th in the country because that's where we are. I was like, wait.
Oh no, I'm
what?
saying 8th in the
8th in
ACC.
the
Sorry,
Dude, they are so mid.
They're
Yeah,
terrible.
I hate Missouri.
Yeah. So, anyways, my point is that I think that every week is a snapshot of how good teams are.
Yeah.
And like where they're at. And I think that if we beat a ranked team in a week, if they become unranked, I feel like it should still count as a ranked win because that team is changing over time.
I think it gets a little. It depends, like, because it's like Florida State started out this year ranked 10. Like Georgia Tech should not get counted for being a ranked Florida State.
That's fair.
So I think it gets like
It's
a
kinda
little
hard,
Yeah,
yeah.
A little
It's
bit.
hard
A little
to like
bit,
really
yeah.
measure.
Why are we even doing preseason rankings?
That's a
is
great
that?
question.
Why is that a thing? Doesn't need to be.
Wait till week 1.
Yeah, because what are they
Or week
basing it on?
0.
Like recruiting class, but like most freshmen aren't playing anyways.
I don't know. It is kind of silly.
But I think so. I agree with you, Walker. Like teams ebb and flow. Momentum, confidence is such a big thing. I think that's a big reason why we're so confident in the Stangs is because we started maybe a little questionable, maybe a little rocky, didn't know where it was going to go. And it's just been a solid trajectory.
Yeah. I think how you finish matters a lot.
Yeah.
Like Alabama losing to Oklahoma the second to last
Getting
week of the season.
dominated.
That shouldn't matter more than
Getting
us losing
dominated.
to BYU week 2
Week
or
2,
3
yeah,
or whatever
it's
it was.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question, Bull.
Yeah, I think we got one
Well,
more voice
Us.
message.
And then we can talk about the game
Yeah.
after an hour and 15 minutes.
Hey
Run out
guys,
of
Travis
battery.
here.
Hey, Travis.
Just want to say it feels like Christmas Eve. I think we're all excited for tomorrow. Headed out to Charlotte in the morning. Can't
Let's
wait.
go.
Would love to hear what Charlotte's feeling like right now for y'all that got there tonight.
Cold.
And would love to hear some predictions for the game tomorrow against Clemson.
Oh man,
Perfect.
Other than that, just wanted to say thank you for an awesome season with the Mustang Mood. What a great time to start this podcast. And
Yeah.
I think we all really appreciate the access that you've given us during this awesome season. So thank y'all. Very excited for tomorrow and hope to see y'all around Charlotte.
man, Travis,
yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you,
awesome.
Travis.
Thank you, man.
We've been having a
awesome.
blast. We were talking about this earlier. It's like this is like the dream. Like this is such a fun way to experience this team. It's been a super fun season, and like I feel like the access that we've gotten and we've tried to share with you guys has kind of made it even more special. And so
For sure.
yeah, shout out to SMU for giving us that access,
Yeah.
and then to all the players, to the team.
They really did take a chance on us.
Yeah.
So
And so
I hope
and we're
it's
glad
paid
to.
off.
it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Anyway,
What's the vibes tonight? Well, we've said that the
It's cold.
it is cold. The like customer service has been pretty like awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
People have been great. Neighborhood, maybe a little sketchy.
A stewardess.
It's a cheap Uber.
A stewardess, one of the Spirit stewardesses said, "SMU, I hope you guys win." And I was like, "Thank you."
Let's
let's
That
go.
was very nice. Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of Southern hospitality here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
So far, yeah.
It's been very
Going
nice.
back to the dinner that me and Joel were having at the barbecue place, there
How
was a
much was that?
table of
Expensive.
there was a table of SMU, like older SMU fans, like a few tables away from us.
Did
And
you
they're
ask
like,
them what jet they flew?
they're having, I mean, they're probably,
They did have more than 8 people, so I think
they probably took
Also
2,
got-
so
they
they
got
probably
pretty-
dropped to 80K.
yeah, probably 2.
Yeah. And it looked like they were having the time of their lives, honestly.
Think about it. It's been 40 years since
Yeah.
we've been in this place.
Yeah.
Like that's
Like the energy is awesome.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm really-
energy's good.
I almost feel like bad for the SMU underclassmen because I feel like it feels so much better for us because we've like lived
we
through the
suffered.
uprise, you know,
Yeah.
like
We've seen it.
like we're so much more proud because we've like seen the growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen the stadium, with like two people in the student
Yeah.
section. Nobody would come to the games.
Like
at
we
all,
stormed the
except
field
us.
against Tulsa.
Oh, I'm so
That's
embarrassed.
what
That is
and then
where we
chanted.
came
And then
from.
chanted, "We want Bama." Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh.
Like we were running, like what we were like half the students there, like us 5, and we're like
Yeah.
running down the stadium back and forth as we're switching.
That was
sides.
so fun.
It was a time.
I was
mean,
with the band.
I
I was
also
allowed to storm. It was fun.
I also feel like really closer to because my dad went to SMU and his freshman year was the year after the death penalty was lifted.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And so like it's literally taken a full generation
Yeah, it's crazy.
and a few years for like the school to get back
Yeah,
Yeah.
to where it was before my dad went there.
that's insane.
And like my dad, like he likes football, but he doesn't like. I didn't grow up with a college football team that I cheered for. You know,
Really?
no, because he went to SMU,
That's sad.
and SMU's always sucked since he went there as a student.
Boom,
you know,
roasted.
and my mom went to my mom went to UNT, and
Oh. Bro, you got and then your brother went to TCU. You got the
my sister
triumvirate.
goes to TCU also.
The triumvirate of the DFW
Yeah.
schools.
Anyway,
The reaction to you too was crazy.
All right.
Bro.
The other part of Travis's question was,
That is
what do we
different.
think the score is going to be tomorrow?
Or just
So,
any predictions
any
in general.
predictions?
My prediction is gonna be
Yeah, we'll start in the middle with Brian.
yeah. I'm stepping up to the plate.
Okay, go for it.
I think we're gonna score 34 points. I think Colin Rogers will go 2 for 3 from field goals.
Why do you think he's gonna miss one?
I feel like he kind of just misses one.
He hasn't until like
Our
two
special
games ago.
teams has been rough the last
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks.
So I think we'll score 34 points, and I think Clemson will score 16. Same,
Wow.
Same amount of
Okay.
points as Florida State.
I think I'm feeling right now 31-20 for the Mustangs.
I think
Any like predictions of like who's gonna?
I think that it's going to be close going into halftime, but I think we're going to pull away in the third quarter a little bit. Like maybe go up 2 scores. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
I predict that we will get the ball first and score.
I like that.
That's what we
I like
do.
that.
That is what we do.
Except last week.
Yeah.
I think if you want to look at like whether we're gonna win the game or not, I think back on the TCU game, the Pitt game, we scored right before half, and like had some scores that like really just kind of like stomped on their throats, put the game away. And so I don't think we will be able to stomp on their throats and put the game away at half tomorrow, but I think we'll be able to like get out from a tie. You know, whether it's like 14-14, we kick a field goal or something.
Yeah.
Right before half. But I think if we do that, I think we're going to win. I think score 34-24. 34-27.
Hold on. I need to pause for a second. Yonnic just texted me and said, wait, is the live still going? So that means he's not watching.
Oh, man.
One of our very own members of the
Didn't even bother just open up YouTube.
is not. He had to text me to ask me.
But if you
That
have
hurts.
bothered to open up YouTube,
Thank you.
if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that would be super helpful. And then head over to Instagram, follow us there as well.
Yeah. I think my prediction is 27-17 SMU.
I like it.
Yeah.
Any predictions of like how that's going to happen?
I think.
Oh, there's Yonnic in the chat.
Oh, there we go. I'm watching right
Yonnic
now.
has entered the chat.
As much as I want us to score in the opening drive, I think we're gonna have to settle for a field goal, and then they'll probably score, and then maybe we'll punt it back and forth or something. But I think it'll be field goal us, score them, and then maybe like we'll get another score and then a field goal. They'll get a field goal, they'll score, and then we'll score like 2 more times.
It's interesting. Y'all all think we're going to win the toss. I don't think we're going to win the toss.
I
think
never said we're going to
Well, no, even if we lose the toss,
You think Clemson doesn't
they're
win?
gonna take it. They're not gonna take it. They're gonna
Every
defer.
team has deferred.
Every
for
team
us.
defers.
Really?
But
Yeah.
maybe they'll try to change that.
Yeah. I've got a feeling that we won't score in our first drive. But we're going to stop them. We'll score first.
No, Colin Rogers is gonna nail one from 56 yards on our first drive.
I love it. It's going to be cold.
won't have to
It's
kick
going to
it
be
that far.
cold, yeah.
It's going to be cold.
That's true. That does hurt.
I think one of
how far
our
it can go.
seniors, sorry, right before you go, Joel, I think like Jonathan McGill or like one of our like senior defensive players is going to have an absolute monster game.
Yeah.
I hope it's Jonathan McGill. I
Watch
love
out for
Jonathan McGill.
Elijah Roberts.
Elijah Roberts.
Yonnic said if Clemson gets a touchdown first, we will lose.
This guy.
You
It's a
know,
bad take.
if Clemson scores more points
We liked
than
it better
us, I
when
think
you
we
weren't
might
here,
lose.
Yonnic.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
Yeah, I think for me,
But
I think we'll be in the 30s.
I don't like
I think Clemson will be in the 20s. Stangs win. I think we'll be like maybe like 34-23 or something like that. I think a key to the game is I think our skill position players other than Brashard Smith are going to have to step up early. I think a lot of the game plan is going to be trying to contain Brashard and avoid those explosive plays in the beginning. And so I think like our other wide receivers, tight ends and Kevin need to show that they can punish him in other ways too.
Yeah.
and establish that early just to take that pressure off of Brashard.
I think one of the best things that happened last week was the fact that we had 18 penalties. Is
bonkers. Yeah,
I think that's one of the best things that could actually happen to our team. Is we won, but we had a terrible game, and it's like, okay, there's a lot to improve on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think we'll be sharp going into this game.
That's a good point.
And minimize the penalties.
You know, we haven't mentioned is the ACC Coach of the Year Coach Rhett Lashley.
Oh, let's go.
And we'll just kind of end on this. Is he has been a amazing coach all season.
Incredible.
He has done absolutely everything. I mean, he well deserved. I mean, it's an obvious choice for him to be the ACC Coach of the Year. And so I think you're exactly right that we're gonna come back a whole lot better. I think I'd be surprised if we turn the ball over a bunch tomorrow. I'd be surprised.
I'd be
if we
shocked.
What do you think about fouls? Or penalties.
So we've been watching a lot of basketball.
What do you think about
Yeah.
red card?
What do you think about penalties?
I think we'll be
I think we'll
better.
clean it up.
I think it'll be. I think it'll be cleaner.
So be watching out for that tomorrow. And then you know exactly what to do after the game. Come right back here to YouTube. Watch us live after.
It'll be so late.
It'll be so late.
It'll probably be like an hour and a half or so after the game is over.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna
the
do
game will
it.
probably be over by like midnight our time here.
Yeah.
In Eastern time, so it'll be late.
Yeah, it'll be
It's
real
gonna be
late.
late. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be worth it. And we're gonna be live from Charlotte again, and you're gonna hear us either celebrate.
Hey, this will be
or
an annual tradition every year.
Moan about
We'll win 8 straight.
This Airbnb every year in Charlotte. Come on.
I'll go ahead and book it for next year.
We're gonna be celebrating.
I think we will be too. But when we want y'all to celebrate with us. So come back for the Mustang Mood tomorrow night.
Come on.
And in the meantime, pony up.
Pony up.
Pony up.
Let's go,
See you
Stangs.
guys.